In other world news, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says he's hopeful talks between the Afghan government and the Taliban will begin in the coming days. The US and the Taliban signed an agreement in Doha on Saturday aimed at ending the United States' longest war. Pompeo says the US will be watching the Taliban's next steps to ensure it's carrying out its part of the deal.
The agreement set out the conditions, it set out the space, but no, this deal doesn't depend upon trusting anyone. It has a deep, complex, well thought out, multi-month negotiated verification complex and mechanism by which we can observe and hold every member of the agreement accountable. We'll do that. It's not about trust. It's about what happens on the ground, not only yesterday, which was an important day, but in the days that follow.
But that deal appears to have hit a stumbling block. Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani says the government did not commit to releasing 5,000 Taliban members. A prisoner swap was part of the accord signed in Qatar. The agreement is meant to pave the way for the withdrawal of all American and NATO troops from Afghanistan and a lasting peace. Hoda Abdelhamid is in Kabul with more on what President Ghani had to say.
In less than 24 hours, President Ashraf Ghani went from praising the agreement signed by the US and the Taliban in Doha as a stepping stone towards peace and stability in Afghanistan to now saying that he refused certain aspects of that agreement. President Ghani was specifically referring to the prisoner swap that is part of that agreement, about 5,000 Taliban held in Afghan jails versus 1,000 Afghans held in Taliban jails. Well, President Ghani said that it's way too soon to talk about this, that he was not part of that agreement, and this is what he had to say.
There was a request regarding the release of Taliban prisoners, but it can only be part of negotiations, and it cannot be preconditions for starting the intra-Afghan negotiations. Also, there must be no issue of goodwill, because the Afghan nation must be assured that whoever is going to be released will not stand against it one day.
And he says that in the end, maybe a good idea would be to put this peace deal to the Afghan people in a referendum and have them decide what course should this country take. So certainly these are words that would not bode well with the White House, would not bode well with the U.S. envoy Zalmay Khalilzad. He is due to come back here to Kabul in the coming days to try also to bridge the gap between the politicians here in the country and to, as he had said, to ease or to help in this process of releasing the detainees.